Welcome back to NTV Tonight, live from the Mukuru Housing Estate, where President William Ruto earlier today handed over keys to more than 4,500 households, owners of new studio apartments in this housing estate, the largest affordable housing project in the country so far. Joining us now is the Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Affordable Housing Board, Sheila Waweru, who's been here for the better part of the day. Sheila, many thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Michelle.
Christmas came early, definitely, for those 4,500 households, studio units handed over today. But let's talk about the reality for them. How much will the beneficiaries then actually pay every month?
So the studio units they're all studio units, 4,536. They cost 640,000 Kenya shillings, but per month they pay 3,900 Kenya shillings. That includes service charge and that includes mortgage insurance.
So the 6,000, that's inclusive, because
yes,
there's many questions of the mandatory monthly costs that residents will have to endure, service charge, security, maintenance, utilities. Are there any additional charges?
No, it's all inclusive. The only additional charges, of course, is your own consumption of power, electricity and water. Yes, which are subsidized, then gas.
Part of the reason that many have taken this up is because the Affordable Housing Board reduced the deposit, because this is a rent-to-own scheme. So the deposit was reduced to 5% from 10%. What impact has that had?
That has ensured that deposit is not an obstacle for many Kenyans to apply for these houses. And deposit, especially the 5%, is heavily raised around the affordable housing category and affordable middle class or market category. For social housing, there is something we call deposit assistance, which allows them to apply for houses, apply for deposit assistance, and therefore they do not have to raise a 5% upfront. They pay the entire 100% cost of the house over a period of 30 years, amortized at 3%. So that's 3,900 for the studio units. Yes.
We spoke to some of those who attended the event today. There are those who felt they saved, they were enumerated, but did not get houses today. What's the plan for them?
So what happens, because you know, the number of units are limited. We had so many applicants for these houses. So you can apply for another unit. There's a social housing unit in each and every project that we're undertaking. And we have over 239,000 units being constructed across the country in 111 constituencies. So you can actually apply for another social housing unit within a different project in an area or in a county of your preference. Yes.
One of the biggest wins of this land, I mean, it's huge, spanning 56 acres of this land, was actually recovered by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission after decades of illegal land grabbing. But what legal and administrative safeguards are there now to ensure that that doesn't happen to this land again?
So this project and all the other projects are we are actually ensuring that the lands are processed from the particular institutions, government institutions and county governments, to the Affordable Housing Board, and then from there the board processes sectional titles in the names of each and every beneficiary of a unit in a particular project, and that will be happening across the country. So of course when that happens, there's no one who would be coming to grab when you have your own title, and it's a project that has so many, a minimum of 200 beneficiaries or homeowners. So the chance of having somebody to come and amalgamate or grab the land then fully is not there anymore.
All right.
Yes.
Let's talk about the amenities that residents of this place will enjoy, because there has been concerns, and we've seen projects elsewhere really, where affordable housing simply recreates slum conditions, and then there's crime and there's poor maintenance. Talk to us about the auditing, the maintenance and the accountability for taking care of the estates like this.
So for us, we don't really see that as a threat. Where that has happened a lot, you'll find, is where government builds units for rental purposes. We are building for home ownership, whereby people are buying these units. And in the interim, before we get to a place where we have what we call a management company, at least where you're getting to maybe 50% of the houses having been bought off, and people, the residents forming a management company, then that decides how they run their estates. Before then, we as a board, we are engaging regulated property management firms to undertake this. So like here Mukuru, we've been having a farm that is already undertaken for the first phase. They look at issues of cleanliness of the estate, maintenance of the common areas, security, garbage collection, and just to ensure that the estate remains in proper good condition and is well maintained the same way the residents when they moved in, the way the estate was. So then when we get to around 50% to 50%, then you have management companies being formed by the resident that ensures that they know or they manage their own estates. And by that time, if the board still has some units they have not sold off, they too have a share within that particular company.
Right.
Yes.
And I mean, we're talking about amenities like reticulated gas systems and automatic gas leaks. There's been concerns about who pays for the repairs in the event of repairs. But tell us, what are some of the facilities then that residents here will enjoy?
So let me talk first about gas and also other amenities. There is something we call the service charge that is built into the monthly cost, and even for the persons who are coming to purchase either on home financing or outright cash purchase, they do pay service charge. And the reason why they do that is that amount is what is used to carry out maintenance, repairs and so on of common areas. Of course, inside your house, you are required to carry out maintenance and ensure that the unit remains in proper condition. When you talk about amenities, I'll give an example of this Mukuru Estate, and this is what is being replicated across the country. Here in Mukuru Estate, it's our largest development. Once done, it will have over 13,200 units. It has a police station, it has a fire station, it has a level 4 hospital, it has a strip mall that can be able to cater for 5,000 people, where you'll have different businesses, cyber cafes, butcheries, barber shops, and so on. The estate, of course, is well served with water, with electricity. It has reticulated gas, which in most areas you wouldn't find that. We have an ECD that has a capacity of 260 children. We have a primary school that has a capacity of 800 students. It has all single-streamed school, and we are currently designing for junior secondary and senior secondary school within the particular area. And as you've seen, we also have adequate spaces for children to play. We have parks. The design of this particular projects is to have courts. So in each court you're having parks, you have places where people can relax, where children can play, and therefore it's not just the houses. You want to ensure that the people living there live comfortably, they can carry out all the activities they want within the estate.
Absolutely. And of course, there's that premise of ownership then brings in the will to do more to protect the environment.
Exactly.
But let's talk about then the concerns of those who default on their monthly payments. Is there an eviction enforcement framework for those who default, and what protection mechanisms exist in those situations?
So yes, there is, because these houses, as built, they are for purchase, and therefore you have to be able to pay for these houses. And we usually look at issues of even affordability as you apply. Can 30% of your income be able to pay for this house? And therefore, when it gets to a place where we have a homeowner, what is it called? Defaulting. There is a mechanism which is stipulated within our regulations. It's within law, and therefore you have several notices that are issued to you, and you're given time, and you're allowed to come to the board to renegotiate and your repayment. Maybe you just need 2-3 months to be able to sort your finances, then you can be able to proceed with your payments. But you have time. You're given several notices of around 2.5 months, which gives you time to be able to rectify the situation. You can also downgrade from a higher sized unit, maybe a 3-bedroom to a 1-bedroom, until maybe when you recover, if the finances, maybe by the time you're getting in, you had a job and so on, maybe high paying and stuff, you are able to pay for that. But at some point life hits you and you need to downgrade. You can do that through a change of unit, still on the Boma Yangu system, and you can as well upgrade.
All right. Yes. Very briefly, Sheila, and my final question. There has been concerns previously when President William Ruto handed over the first 1,080 units, and those who benefited from these units were not residents and dwellers of Mukuru slums. How have you addressed the issue?
What I usually say, there is a lot of talk, because by the time we were giving, this was our first major, the first large number of units that we are issuing out. And of course, when people realize that it's true, people applied, people were first enumerated, they applied for the houses, they got them. There are those who missed out. And of course, we are being told out there is politics sometimes that comes, bad politics that comes into play. Don't apply for those houses and all that. Then people later realize, this is actually true. And these are the people we know who are our neighbors who have actually gotten in. So, and you realize even over time, all those stories died because now people here know each other, they've seen their neighbors. So it's clearly the people who were from those Mukuru, Marigoini and Sepu settlement areas.
All right, yes. Many thanks. That is Sheila Waweru. She is the acting chief executive officer of the Affordable Housing Board, under which the Bomayangu Affordable Housing Projects operates. And part of those projects is this Mukuru Housing Estate, Kenya's largest affordable housing project, which is said to house over 13,000 families in this 56-acre space. And that's it for us here at the Mukuru Housing Estate. Let's take a break here on NTV Tonight. Much